My name is Alex Harper, and this is the story of how I poured 4 years into a love that felt like forever, only to watch it crumble under the weight of unspoken truths, and how, from those shattered pieces, I rebuilt myself stronger, wiser, and open to something truly reciprocal. It started in the crisp fall of our junior year at State University, a time when life felt infinite and full of untapped potential. I was 21, navigating a sea of graphic design assignments, my dorm room a chaos of sketchbooks and half-empty coffee cups. The lecture hall for Intro to Visual Communication was always overcrowded, buzzing with the low hum of students settling in. That first day, the seat next to me remained vacant until the door swung open with a creak, and in rushed a girl with dark hair tied in a hasty bun, her cheeks flushed from the sprint across the quad. "Mind if I sit?" she whispered, already lowering herself before I could respond. I shifted my notebook. "Go for it." She rummaged in her bag, then groaned softly. "Damn, no pencil. Got a spare?" I handed one over without a second thought, our fingers brushing in that fleeting way that sends a spark through you. She flashed a grin that lit up her green eyes. "Thanks. I'm Emily Carter. Alex Harper." At the end of class, she tucked the pencil behind her ear and winked. "Finders keepers." That grin stayed with me all day, a warmth in my chest that cut through the autumn chill. We started crossing paths more, first in the library basement, where the air was thick with the scent of aged paper and stale coffee. Study sessions stretched into the night, debating font choices, sharing earbuds for playlists that blended her indie rock with my electronic beats. Laughter came easy, conversations flowed like we'd known each other forever. One evening, as rain pattered against the windows, she leaned closer over our shared notes, her knee touching mine. The air between us crackled. Our first date was my idea, born from a desire to capture that magic. I spent the afternoon in my tiny kitchenette, crafting turkey sandwiches with cranberry sauce I'd splurged on, packing grapes that burst with sweetness, and a bottle of cheap red wine smuggled in with my fake ID. We met in the campus arboretum, spreading a worn blanket under a sprawling oak as the sun dipped low, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. We talked for hours, dreams of city life post-graduation, fears of failing at our passions, silly stories from childhood. When she leaned in and kissed me, soft at first, then deepening with a hunger that matched my own, it felt like the world had aligned just for us. Her lips tasted of wine and possibility, and in that moment, my heart whispered, "This is it." Graduation came too soon, a whirlwind of caps and gowns, but we emerged hand in hand, ready for the real world. We packed our lives into a U-Haul and drove to the city, signing a lease on a 2-bedroom apartment in a neighborhood that was rough around the edges but brimming with promise. Exposed brick walls, creaky hardwood floors, windows that let in the hum of street life below. I set up my freelance graphic design gig in the spare room. Emily dove into her junior role at a downtown marketing firm. We celebrated that first night with pizza on the floor, surrounded by unpacked boxes, toasting to our future with laughter echoing off the empty walls. In those honeymoon years, I became the architect of our daily bliss. Cooking was my love language. I'd come home early from client meetings to simmer sauces for hours, the kitchen filling with the rich aroma of garlic and herbs. Weeknights featured pasta al dente, salmon grilled to flaky perfection with lemon zest, stir-fries vibrant with fresh veggies from the corner market. Weekends were for indulgence, eggs Benedict dripping with hollandaise, scones baked golden and warm, mimosas fizzing in mismatched glasses. I'd clean as I went, the rhythm of scrubbing pans a meditative hum, because a cluttered space made my mind itch. Emily's laundry would mingle with mine in the washer. I'd fold her blouses with care, inhaling the faint scent of her perfume that lingered on the fabric. I managed our shared calendar like a lifeline, pinging her for dentist checkups, circling her mom's birthday in red, noting her quarterly reviews with encouraging notes. When her old Honda made that ominous rattle, I'd take it to the mechanic on my lunch break. Gas tank always full when she needed it. leaky faucet. Fixed with tools borrowed from a neighbor and a tutorial video. Tough day at work. I'd surprise her with an iced oat milk latte, her favorite, watching the tension melt from her shoulders as she sipped. It wasn't obligation, it was joy. Seeing her eyes light up at a home-cooked meal, feeling her arms wrap around me from behind as I stirred, hearing her murmur, "You're the best," in that sleepy voice, it filled a void I didn't know I had. I felt essential, loved in return. But love, I learned, can erode like sandstone under a steady drip. Emily's promotions came fast, first to associate, then coordinator. The job swallowed her, overtime that blurred into weekends, client dinners that left her reeking of wine and exhaustion. I absorbed the slack, telling myself it was temporary. But the thank yous thinned, becoming rote. She stopped offering to help with dishes, stopped suggesting date nights. Hugs shortened to pats on the back, kisses dwindled to pecks on the cheek. Intimacy became rare, hurried, like an afterthought. Doubt crept in during quiet moments, lying awake as she scrolled her phone beside me, the blue light casting shadows on her face. Was it stress? Or had the spark dimmed for her? I pushed the thoughts down, doubled my efforts, hoping more giving would reignite what we'd lost. Until that rainy Tuesday in October 2025. The storm outside mirrored the one building in my chest. We were on the couch, the TV droning a sitcom neither of us laughed at, rain lashing the windows like accusations. Emily muted the volume, turned to me with an expression I couldn't read, resigned, perhaps. "Alex," she said softly, "I'm not in love with you anymore." The words landed like a punch, stealing my breath. No drama, no tears from her. Just calm delivery, as if discussing the weather. My vision blurred. What do you mean?" She tucked her hair behind her ear, a gesture that once charmed me, now twisting like a knife. "I care about you deeply. You're my rock, my best friend. But the romance, the passion, it's faded. I don't feel it like I used to." For years flashed before me. The pencil, the picnic, lazy Sundays tangled in sheets, whispered promises under city lights. My throat tightened, eyes stinging with unshed tears. I braced for the end, the "we're done," the packing of bags. But it didn't come. Instead, she added, "I think we should keep living together, at least until the lease ends in April. Rent's skyrocketing, and we get along so well practically. It just makes sense." Makes sense. The practicality stung worse than the rejection. I nodded numbly, voice barely a whisper. "Okay." She smiled faintly, squeezed my hand. "Thanks for being so understanding." That night, as she slept soundly, her breathing even and untroubled, I curled on my side, silent sobs shaking me. The rain outside seemed to mock my pain, each drop a reminder of what I'd lost. Morning brought a fragile normalcy. She kissed my cheek habitually, asked about groceries. But inside, something fractured irreparably. I saw it then. She didn't crave my heart, she craved the seamless life I'd crafted around her. So, with a heavy but resolute heart, I withdrew. Not in rage, no arguments, no accusations. I simply ceased the extras, becoming the roommate she'd implicitly requested. That evening, the kitchen smelled of grilled chicken and herbs, for one. When Emily arrived, rain-dampened and weary, she inhaled deeply. "Smells incredible. Save me a plate." "I ate already," I said, voice steady as I rinsed my lone dish. The fridge door creaked open. Nothing left. Made just enough for me. She chuckled, masking confusion. "All right, Mr. Solo Act. Pizza it is." I retreated to my office, heart pounding with a mix of grief and liberation. The days blurred into a new routine, each one a small act of reclamation. I washed only my plates, watching hers stack like unspoken regrets. Laundry Sundays were mine alone. Her basket swelled, clothes tumbling out like forgotten promises. Reminders vanished from my phone, no more pings for her appointments. Gas gauge? Her problem now. Conversation stayed surface level, polite greetings, weather chit-chat, goodnights that echoed hollowly. At first, she sailed on oblivious, her world buoyed by work and social flurries, late nights out, phone buzzing with texts that drew secret smiles. But I turned inward, nurturing the self I'd neglected. The gym called at dawn. First session, weights trembling in my grip, lungs screaming after minutes on the treadmill. Sweat mingled with tears I hadn't shed fully. But I returned, day after day, to burn a cathartic fire, rebuilding muscle and resolve. Friends re-emerged from the shadows. Beers with Mike and Sarah. Man, you've been MIA, Mike said, clapping my back. Laughter flowed, easing the ache. My camera dusted off, I chased sunsets through urban canyons, the click of the shutter a heartbeat rediscovered. The apartment transformed slowly, a visual diary of change. Emily's sink side became a chaos of mugs crusted with coffee rings. Living room, her takeout boxes piled like accusations. Laundry, a heap that snagged her foot one drunken night, her laughter turning to frustrated sighs. Gas runs low. Stranded once on the freeway, her call to AAA laced with irritation I overheard but ignored. Missed appointments, a doctor's reschedule fee drawing curses. Each mishap chipped at her facade, while I bloomed in silence. Tension simmered, boiling over one evening. Home late from a client pitch, she slammed the door. What's for dinner? I'm starved. 8 hours ago. No extras. You always. Not anymore. Her eyes narrowed, hurt flickering beneath annoyance. Why are you being like this? I'm not your boyfriend, Emily. You said so. The words hung heavy, a truth we'd skirted. She ate cereal in silence, the clink of her spoon echoing my isolation. Weeks later, a hiking group from the gym offered escape. Crisp air, leaves crunching underfoot, the trail winding up to a vista that stole my breath. There, Mia Sullivan entered my life. Red hair catching the sun, freckles dancing across her nose, her laugh ringing clear as we navigated rocky paths. A third-grade teacher with a passion for adventure, her sarcasm matched mine, conversations weaving effortlessly between books, travels, and life philosophies. At the summit, wind whipping our faces, she turned to me. This view, it's like the world reminding you how small your problems are. Her words resonated, a balm on my bruised soul. Post-hike coffees evolved into gym spots, shared sets building more than muscle. She listened without judgment when I hinted at my home turmoil, her empathy a gentle light. With Mia, I wasn't a fixer, I was seen, valued for my stories, my quirks. Home became a pressure cooker. Emily's complaints escalated, this place is a disaster. My side's clean. She attempted chores, dishes half done, laundry wrinkled and shoved away. Then, initiative. Boxed pasta one night, overcooked but earnest. Made your favorite. Thanks, but I ate out. Defeat in her eyes. Touches returned, arms brushing, couch proximity, questions probing deeper. Climax came on a Thursday, shadows long in the apartment. I'd spent the evening with Mia, an art exhibit downtown, her hand in mine as we dissected paintings, then burgers under neon lights, laughter bubbling freely. Home at 11, Emily waited, wine glass trembling, eyes rimmed red. We need to talk, she choked out. I sat, heart guarded. Tears spilled. I screwed up, Alex. So badly. I didn't see, didn't appreciate, the 1,000 ways you made my days better. Meals waiting, reminders keeping me on track, just, your presence holding everything together. I took it all, gave nothing back. I thought the love was gone, but it's not. It's here, buried under my selfishness. I miss you. Us. Please, let's rebuild. I'll change. Therapy, effort, anything. She grasped my hands, desperation raw. Emotions surged, nostalgia for our beginnings, sorrow for the end, a flicker of old affection. But clarity pierced through. She mourned the service, not the soul. The convenience, not the connection. If love faltered amid abundance, absence wouldn't revive it. I withdrew my hands softly. Emily, I'm sorry. But I've grown beyond this. I need someone who loves me bare, without the extras. Who chooses me freely. Sobs racked her. Please echoed, promises, regrets, visions of a fixed future. But my resolve held, a quiet strength forged in solitude. The following weeks dragged, a gauntlet of moods, her clinginess turning to iciness, friends drawn into the fray with skewed stories. I hunted apartments discreetly, securing a cozy one-bedroom downtown, compact, costly, but a sanctuary. Moving day, Saturday, her at a shower. Boxes packed with care, memories sifted, photos discarded, keepsakes tucked away. Apartment left pristine on my end. Note on the counter, * Emily, wish you healing and joy. Thank you for the lessons. Alex *. Her texts flooded in, tears, fury, silence. I let go. With Mia, we bloomed unhurriedly. Picnics where she surprised with desserts, hikes hand in hand, evenings cooking side by side. Friends integrated, a rescue dog, Luna, joining our pack. A year on, her "I love you" on the balcony, stars above, sealed it. I reciprocated, wholehearted. Emily updates trickle, roommate woes, temporary moves home, a fizzled romance, therapy's embrace. I hope growth finds her. For me, the epiphany endures. Love isn't currency exchanged for comfort. It's not sacrifices tallied. It's choice, raw, reciprocal, for the essence beneath actions. When I ceased performing for approval, I discovered one who cherished the unadorned me. And in that freedom, I never glanced back.